When you come to the heart chakra, your question to yourself is, what is true love? Like, how can I reach the love that I already am? And what actually makes that love then emanate stronger through my being, through my life, into this world? And this is the question of the heart chakra. The heart chakra in Sanskrit is called anahata. It means what cannot be killed. And it is the perception that there is this window to the self. And what cannot be killed is actually love. If you think about when you truly love someone, then the love itself is unceasing. That's why people get so angry or are sometimes resenting people for many, many years. Actually, if they deeply investigate, it is because the love itself is not dying. Love itself is not dying. Love is always present. But what is changing is the form. For example, relationships. The form the relationship has can be changing. So form is changing, but something more fundamental, and that's also more fundamental in you. The love itself is not changing. You might not talk to people for many, many years, but inside the love is still present, and you can have your attention on it and perceive that this love is actually always present, but the form it takes varies. And it is exactly the same with the self. The self, your true self as such, is this love. This love is unchanging. This love is always present. This love is always here. This love is the deepest sense of I. This love is what you are. But what emanates, what forms this love then takes, the form of the true self, the emanation, the manifestation, the expression, is this variety of form, this variety of manifestations that we see. And this variety actually includes duality. You, as you are, in this form, are a form of love, are a manifestation of love. And this manifestation is continuously changing, and this manifestation is very distinct. And this manifestation, like your manifestation, is also dual. You have good sides, you have bad sides. You have negative emotions, you have positive emotions. But what is behind the love is always the same, and it is always already here. And so your task, actually, from a more life, standing in life perspective, and from this perspective of the heart chakra, is to actually embody that kind of love. The knowledge that whatever arises as you genuinely, whatever negativity, whatever jealousy, anger, rage, sadness, whatever, it is all embraced, and not just embraced, but coming out of the love that you are. It is this totality. You are this totality. And so it is about you actually allowing yourself, in the knowledge of the true self, to be whatever is, to really really embrace the moment of a negative emotion washing through you, of being angry, of being sad. It is not about the suppression. It is not about the pretense. It is the transparency that whatever arises naturally, generally, in this moment is the self expressing through you at this very moment. And so you just allow to see this, allow it from the space of awareness. Now, it doesn't always have to be that you react. So the self and abiding as awareness, witnessing what is happening, also helps you to have some distance to the thoughts, distance to the emotions, distance to whatever is washing through. But you're not pretending, you are embracing, you're holding the space. And when you think about what you actually want in relationships, it is this kind of unconditional love for the moment, for whatever genuinely is, for whatever you are genuinely experiencing, feeling. So this wants to be there. And the more honest you can be with yourself, the more honest you can be actually in relationship and communicate openly and honestly and transparently whatever is actually naturally occurring. Still, there can be the distance to see, wow, maybe I'm carrying this, or maybe I'm victimizing myself, or whatever it is, but it is really this holding. Usually, if things are allowed in the space of awareness, even later on, when you have realized the self and there are all these little things coming up to be seen, these little patterns, these little belief systems, these little structures that are still somehow clinging to you, awareness will shed light by simply holding it. And there's an immense healing that can actually take place when something is simply held in your awareness without needing to react to it, but also without the need to reject it. It is usually then deconstructing itself. It has it is allowed, it is embraced, it is held, and then usually it deconstructs. It has the ability to simply move out. And there will not be this landing anymore. That stuff is landing for you. If it is still landing, there is some relevance. The self is expressing through you at any moment of time. And this abiding has yourself, this capacity to see the moment and to see even the duality of the moment, all the emotions you're having in a moment, all the thoughts, the patterns, whatever it is, but seeing it from the self and from this true love of the self. It really allows you to actually also have this blissful experience even of negative emotions. This is something that an identified focal point cannot imagine. Like that you're, for example, angry and joyous at the same time, or that you're sad and joyous at the same time. But when you realize the self and you see this, then even those moments that usually are so consuming and that you feel are so horrible, or that you feel you're not coming up to par, or whatever it is that make people feel somehow contracted or bad, or just not worthy, or whatever it is. Even those moments, you will start to see the joy of the self expressing itself through the duality, expressing itself through you in this way. And because you are not just this focal point, but you're actually the whole space. As you start allowing awareness to become part of your life, as you allow to bring this more to the foreground, you will see that even sometimes saying something to someone that comes from a place of anger can actually be rectifying, can actually help the situation, can actually be completely aligned and appropriate to the moment for this other person. So what also comes in with the love is this complete trust. There's really this devotion to the higher intelligence. That's also love. It is you actually knowing that whatever comes through you at a distinct moment of time is not just important for your focal point, but important for the space. There's something for the space. It can trigger off something for the whole space. And it is what genuinely comes, what genuinely wants to express itself is important. And to have this knowledge, that you are the greater space, you are the greater intelligence. Everything is organized by this greater intelligence, so nothing is actually really wrong. It is all coming from your greater self, from this greater knowledge, from the wisdom that is beyond your mind. And so Anahata is this journey is about finding yourself as the true love that you are.